We'll start with the sweet stuff. Grandma used to dance with me. With my little toes upon her feet, she'd put a needle on the record, and we'd waltz through the living room. Come, let's dance in the den, she'd say, and then we'd waltz through the living room all over again. Well, I started to grow, and that's just how it goes. One day my feet were stepping on her toes. No more dreamy days at Grandma's house. In the morning, you get up, put on your clothes, and go to school, where your afternoon teas with classic composers will be replaced by lessons in letters and numbers instead. Where you don't get to dance unless you're told to, and you gotta keep your own beat in your head. Now, Grandma, she wasn't supposed to after she broke her hip. The doctors all said it was wisest if she'd just stay off of it. But despite their advice, every once in a while, with a pain in her leg but her face all a smile, we'd still find her in the living room, swaying to a Schubert tune. And I didn't visit often enough, as times they got so busy. To be honest, I didn't want to stop by and see her. So still upon that bed, where in my memory she lies, I held her hands, I just hummed a few bars, and we would waltz with the blink of our eyes. And if she had the breath for words, I'm sure I heard, no one ever really dies. If we all can just keep dancing, you put that needle on the record, and we'll waltz through the living room. Come, let's dance in the den, and then waltz through the living room, all over and again.
Wow.
So that's my grandma's story. I'll tell you a little something about me. I like big words. I like whipping them out and letting them flop about in public places. And when my words get hard, I'm going to stick them in all of y'all's faces, because learning is literate. So let me reiterate, I enjoy voluptuous vowels, no guttural growls emanating from bowels. Just won't do. Oh, the effluence some orifices will spew. Simple words work, they're good enough for any dumb jerk, but eloquence stands alone amid a monotonous drone. Slang's a sweet thing, it takes a cake on a passé cliche, it makes a break from the old mainstays, but nothing could be finer than to be a clever rhymer going on about morning. You see, a pun's no fun if it falls in the punch. Me compadre, you and Roger must do lunch. You can spin a sentence, go ahead and mint what you meant, dance willy-nilly with all of your silly little words in the way. As a vociferous behemoth enters the fray, you will witness this debate sway. I like big words. Let me tell you, darling, there ain't nothing quite like the feel of a good long word in your mouth. I know some you are compelled to expel, but others you will savor for their intoxicating flavor. Let them roll off your tongue, feel them nuzzle your ear, enlightenment's all around. It's in the sound if you can but hear. I like big words and I cannot lie, though other words you can't deny. It is necessary to maintain their purpose, to make these words of merit appear more glamorous, for the correct words are invaluable when amorous. See, my big words will penetrate a most delicate space, caressing your tender tissues inside, avec double entendre. Besides, this point is a pinnacle, and your disbelief is so far beyond cynical, because your eyes are bedazzled by lies, so only this sound will ring true. Let me pleasure you orally. I mean, metaphorically speaking, is seeking to invoke wisdom, and it will make us come through loud and clear. So just remember what you hear, and maybe you too can stand tall and proud like my big words. Just for the record, I wasn't reading that poem. I was looking at another one. This is my chapbook. It is back there. If you happen to pick one up by accident, I do accept donations. And I don't blame you for picking them up. They are absolutely enticing. This is another book that some friends of mine who happen to be here helped put together. It is called 5, 7, then 5. We must tell a whole story in just 3 short lines. It's a collection of modern haiku. Where better than Jersey to bring back an ancient Japanese tradition? I'll read you a couple, maybe 3. This is one of my favorites. State law says we must stop for all pedestrians, only in crosswalks. Please note, as seen here on pedestrian yielding, neither the poet nor publishers of this book condone senseless vehicular assault. This haiku is not intended to suggest drivers should teach walkers a much-needed lesson in mass plus velocity equals ouch, but rather to remind said street crossers as to how the law works, because they obviously have no idea. This is a bit more childish. Scissor beats paper. Rock always smashes scissor. Paper can't beat rock. And this one's just nice. Tadpole believes change is the path to one's true self. Rock tries not to laugh. So there are 6 other poets involved in this collaboration, or 5 other poets, 6 in total. Our friend Keith Baird back there is one of them. It is available on Amazon.com and CreateSpace. You can do a search for 5, 7, then 5. It should come up. Hopefully.
I think I like the second page.
Yeah, like the second page? Okay, yeah, there we go.
There's a lot of sequels and other books that come up first.
Oh, apparently. I don't know, how much time do I have?
You have about another 10 minutes.
Another 10 minutes? Okay. Like all famous performers on their way up, I shall do a cover piece. Please don't post this to the internet. It is not mine. But I was introduced to it last night, oddly enough, before anything happened. It is Scars, an open letter to Hollywood from Heath Ledger.
If you're here, and he's not, and I'm not, and I'm sure you'd like to know why, I'll tell you he loved her, and she's not here right now because of you. Fame is a disease. We all got it. We're all sharing needles with it. If you're not careful, you will die before you die. I mean, look at us. No, silly, put the suicide note down and look at us. Bottles on the floor. Half of these things I can't even pronounce, but did you notice that Xanax reads the same forward and backwards? No? I thought it was funny. Anyway, apparently my apartment at Broome Street did not sweep enough under the rug. So now you see what you've done. Now you know how I got these scars. See, the camera keeps rolling like a wheel, turning your insides. You can't have a normal life without a production team with a search warrant for your bad day. How many tabloids do you think it took to ruin him? How many gossip sites did it take? How many lines of cocaine do you think it will take to erase that every day we're getting farther and farther away from everything we love? Oh, you thought he was acting. Oh, you think I'm not real? Oh, I'm real. I'm real to real. And when you're sick with fame like him, you need people like me to keep you laughing. So when the lady left with everything, I said, why so serious? Just take 2 Ambien. Those are good for the nightmares. Just take 1 of these and 2 of those and a whole load of everything. I kept the bathroom cabinet's jokes coming because painkillers can shove your mistakes right off the balcony and you can still smile about it. You think you know him? You don't. I was there. I was there to tell him that if I was gonna go anywhere, I was gonna go out with a bang. So why so serious?
His name is Marshall Soulful Jones. He is absolutely astounding. You should look him up. He sounds a lot like I just did. Though even more like the Joker. I haven't done anything religious yet. But I also haven't done anything fun and political. And my friends are here that will possibly remember these moments. The static cuts through fleeting thoughts until the battery's gone dead. On the megaphone for 10 years, they've been freezing out the prices. Now they're sleeping in the aisles for handheld devices and plasma TVs. Oh, Dad's gonna be so pleased. It's 8 hours well spent to save over 50%. It's all about the savings. We're up all night raving mad about the savings. So roll them back, way back. It's not lost on me. This whole thing smacks of irony. This crowd here chanting for better cost had not a cent to spend for their modern necessities. Lined up one Black Friday Eve in front of the Walmart in Manahawkin, a collective of modern traditionalists gathered in honor of honest prices and in memory of those trampled under the heels of commerce. We came from the savings and we won't leave till we got them. It's like they're reading out an act from a riot. What do we want? Savings! When do we want them? Now! What do we want? Savings! When do we get them? 5 a.m. No, it's not funny. They're making you wait online to hand away your money. But no one's asking you to sever your signatures from the receipts at the register. It's just this subcontext of a jilted generation coming up short on credit and long on debt. But I'll bet you couldn't find a better deal without stealing. You can buy 1 for 2, 3 for 5, a dozen pink bikes and 2 shopping carts. I swear those guys have got to have really big hearts. They plan on passing on the savings they got. You can find them this weekend out on the auction lots singing praises to the prophets. Come, we'll save for you, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, a brand new CPU, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Why not a printer too, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum? And then David Bowie comes in, peace on earth, can it be? $5.99 for Labyrinth DVDs. Oh, come on, next year let's just be sensible, do away with the pretenses. We'll call it the pre-Black Friday feast instead of Thanksgiving dinner. And then we can rush on out to the stores where I swear we're all gonna be winners.